especially something this important, makes me kind of nervous. That's okay, Keith's worth it. Keith would say, according to Kay, you don't have to do anything you don't want to, but considering the circumstances. Well, hey everybody, thank you for coming. I'm Nic Pencis, and like everyone here, I love Keith dearly, and I'm here to honor him and what he meant to all of us. I didn't plan on speaking today. Cody Norman was going to address us all, but being the true musician that he is, he double booked the gig and could not make it. But don't. I've known Keith since I was 16, which is when I first started going to open mic jams, getting my first experiences playing live as a musician. I'll never forget the first time I saw him play. I was blown away by his musicianship and just how freaking cool his presence was. He was just so cool. And after seeing him play a few times, I finally mustered up the courage to go and ask him, "Hey man, can I play a song with you?" And he said yes. And I swear I didn't stop smiling for a week. And I really couldn't believe it, because everyone knows how loud of a drummer I am. Even now, when I have the experience to know to hold back, well, barely. You should have heard me when I was 16. It was crazy. But despite that, Keith never told me no. And anytime I asked, he would graciously accept and say, "I'd love to, man." Because he was generous, he was kind, and he was joy. And after that, it always made me feel so special to see Keith on a huge stage at a festival somewhere, or some sold out gig in a club with Bugs. And as I watched in amazement, I was always grinning ear to ear and telling anyone that would listen, I played with that guy before. He's amazing. And I always hoped that one day I'd get a chance to be in a band with Keith. And I was finally lucky enough to play some of the most musically fulfilling gigs in my entire life with him on this stage every Wednesday for 3 years. And it never mattered how many people were here, or really not here. I truly had the time of my life playing music with him, fulfilling my dream to be in a band with him, and still feeling on top of the world, grinning ear to ear, when he'd look over at me, give me the chin lift that musicians give each other when they're in the pocket together. And I felt like I was 16 all over again. And I still would tell everybody, I played with that guy. Isn't he amazing? He's well known as an amazing musician, and I know that music is a huge part of his life. He got to play music all across this country and the world. But he was a super humble guy, and he didn't brag about what he'd done, or who he'd done it with, or where he'd done it. We all have our memories of Keith and what we loved about him. Some musically, a lot of musicians here, and some just remembering him as the really great human being that he was, sharing love and joy and kindness with everyone that encountered him. And that's how he rolled. A good deed, an encouraging sticky note, a corny dad joke, silly face, or a funny dance, all just to make you laugh and spread joy. And his greatest joy of the last many years, we all know, was Sweet Kay. And we all know how much Kay meant to him and was the biggest absolute joy in his life, maybe second to the dogs. Kay and Keith are the only couple to have actually ever been married here at Stanley's, and probably will be the only ones ever, just because, I mean, you can't top that. I'm so honored that this place meant that much to you guys, and I'm humbled to host you all here to honor him here today. Because none of us expected to have to be here, to say goodbye to an amazing guy that truly is gone way too soon. And this isn't fancy, and I don't have the credentials to be standing here speaking like this. Earlier I literally just turned the mic on my laptop and I just said all of this, and it recorded it, and I printed it, So I was like, God, I hope this makes sense. But I loved him, and I miss him. We all needed to be here together to honor his passing and his life. And this is what I think we should walk away with today. Let me drink. Kay was telling me that they were making some changes personally so that they could have more time to be together. And Keith kept telling Kay, hey, don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. It's going to work out. Let's just enjoy life and enjoy our time together. And that's what he wants for all of us. Because he certainly is okay right now. He's smiling. He's in a good place. And he would want all of us to remember not to worry about things as much and to just enjoy life. And that's how we should honor him, by choosing to live our lives to the fullest and to make decisions to do the things that matter and not to worry so much. Just enjoy being together, and that's how I intend to move forward. So I'm going to close with this poem that my sweet wife Jen, who could not be here, she found when she witnessed the transition of her dear grandmother, who was 100 years old, and it meant so much to her and was comforting to her and to both of us. So I want to share that with you, and I think this applies to Keith's journey right now. I'm standing upon the seashore. A ship at my side spreads her white sails to the morning breeze and starts for the blue ocean. She is an object of beauty and strength, and I stand and watch her until at length she hangs like a speck of white cloud just where the sea and the sky come together to mingle with one another. Someone at my side says, there, she's gone. But gone where? Gone from my sight, that's all. She's just as large in mast and hull and spar as she was when she left my side, and she is just as able to bear the load of living freight to her destined port. Her diminished size is in me, but not in her. And just at the moment when someone at my side says, there, she's gone, there are other eyes watching her coming, and other voices ready to take up clad and shout, here she comes. And that is dying. And Keith has gone from our sight, but he is not gone. And his groove is now eternal, and his smile will be there to greet us all one day. So let's try not to worry, do our best to live our lives to the fullest, even though it will never be the same without him.